Well, very good morning to everybody out there in internet land. This is Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy with the Nautilus Dry Docks. And in the background is...
Oh, good.
And it's the beginning of another week. It's Monday, very early in the morning, 7 o'clock, when we usually start. We are going to kick things off with unboxing a whole bunch of cool stuff. Let's get started. So first off, what we've got, two boxes back here, and there was drama with these. There was drama. If you guys remember from a couple of videos ago, I sold these to one gentleman just north of here, up in Dallas, and UPS did a little bit of a number on the Type 7. Threw it off the back of a truck, and the nose got damaged. And, rather than working with me, sending that one back and keeping it, he's like, no. Send it all back. I want all of my money back. I'm like, I don't have like a money back refund. We got full credit back for insurance for that, but no. I wanted to be problematic, so we fought about it, and he immediately lodged a complaint with PayPal, which obviously really, really motivates me and all other small business vendors to do, to accommodate you and fulfill all of your desires, right? But at any rate, finally conceded because basically I had no choice. PayPal will always side with the buyer, regardless. It sucks. PayPal sucks. In addition to taking massive portions of my money, they will never, ever protect me in any way whatsoever. So there's that. But we're almost done unboxing. We're going to be able to see exactly what we got going on. And once we do, maybe we'll do a little hobnob. We'll try and figure out something cool to do with these boats to get them in the hands of somebody that will appreciate them. All right, so Logan's got it all undone. Let's start with the 7. The 7 was the drama boat. We'll open that one up. This one had the nose crunched. All right. Well, we got our radio back. Where the heck are we going to put all this stuff? Oh, my heavens. We're going to have to put this in the library or something. He did a good job putting it back together. All right. Props to him. It's all back the way it came. So give us a second and we'll unpack this thing. All right. Here we go, boys and girls. She is out. And... Whatever. All right, so grab the upper hull there for me, bud. So let's do some assessment here. We do have this got smushed a little bit. It got pushed down. It did.
Yeah, and there's not really any good way to go from the bottom to like push it back up, so it is pretty awkward to like pull this back up into place, but
it's doable. This is definitely a cosmetic thing. But other than that, well, there you go. Look at that. All of the wires are still tensioned. Guns are all still perfect. Wow, and you flip it over. I think, yeah, this broke free. But I mean, gosh, this would literally take 30 seconds to glue back in the lower hull.
Yeah, the part didn't break. The glue broke.
Yeah, it just sheared off. Lost a little piece of styrofoam. Oh my lord. All right, this all looks good. This came disconnected. That's weird, or he did that. Test hose. That's all still solid. Now we got a bunch of weights. A whole bunch of weights that broke loose. Which kind of just goes to show you the sheer amount of force that this poor thing underwent. So, linkage came disconnected for the Bowplanes. That's no big deal. This is loose. That would just need to get tightened. I mean, this is all, and this is the drama right here. The broken fiberglass, but again, this is not bad, people. But yeah, whatever. It is what it is. It's over and done with. Can whine and complain all we want. It's nothing we can do about it. This is a 100% salvageable boat. 100%. I'd say maybe you need to put an hour or two, you know, into it to get her fixed up, cleaned up. But yeah. All right. And this was the one that had all the damage. This is where all the drama came from.
One more loose weight.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this back in the storage room, set it aside. All right, submarine number 2, Gato. Have a radio. All right. Well, geez. There's some super minor, superficial stuff going on here, like a little bend. I mean, even the railings are fine. The gun is bent a little bit. This got broke free, but I mean, gosh, 2 seconds, and it'd be fine. But apparently there were loose weights inside, so we'll take 2 seconds, crack into it, and see what it looks like inside. All right, here we go. We took 2 seconds to look. There are some loose weights in there. They broke free. All these linkages are tight. Everything is square. Oh, our elastic band broke. That's too bad. And some more loose weights. And apparently one weight fell inside the torpedo tube. There you go. This is literally just like a little bit of time trimming. And the, you know, loose sail piece there. Conning tower piece. I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed. And we talked about this before. It takes a certain, like, personality type to be an RC sub skipper. Now, in all fairness, he had the right. He's like, I bought an RTR submarine and I did not get them. These need to put the weights back in them. Yeah, you're right. That's true. In a normal circumstance, I would have forced him to learn how to do all of this, because you have to learn to do it, right? You can't be an RC sub skipper and just like open it up out of the box, charge the batteries and throw it in the water. You can't do it. If that's your mentality, this is the wrong hobby for you. What disappoints me is I tried to work with him. I'm like, you know, the Gato just needs to be retrimmed. And yeah, the Type 7's damaged, but you know, why don't we give you the full insurance amount, $1,500 against your purchase price? You get one sub that's fully functional, basically ready to go, just with an investment of a few minutes, and then you can work on the other one that you got for free. Free! Nope. So, we're gonna do something cool. We need to put our heads together and figure out what we're gonna do with these, so that this unfortunate circumstance turns into a fortunate circumstance for you yahoos out in internet land. All right, here we go, people. Next boat, final boat, hopefully to be unboxed today. What is it? What is it? Make your guess below. What is it? Oh, you can tell from the back. Come on. Come on. All right. Let's unpack it. Yeah. Did you refine your guesses? Did you? Yeah, it's over there. Helping you. Guys, if you ever ship me a boat and put packing tape on the hull, I will fly over and chop your fingers off. This is the worst. It's gonna leave glue all over the hull, pull up paint. Don't do it. Ta-da! Look at that beauty. OTW Type 23. This is head and shoulders more substantial than the Bronco boat. The Bronco boat is like here. This is like a whole nother third larger. I think it is a dry hull boat. I think. Encountered a little shipping damage. This is time, I think, but that should be able to get glued down with some thin CA. And then these railings, which looks like they were styrene, probably got a little brittle over time. Nice details, though. I like it. Oh, look at this. We got a little... We'll have to figure this whole thing out. Looks like the cable got tucked in underneath. Oh, and then it would attach up here. There you go. Yeah, a couple of minutes and some glue, I think, is what this needs. But now I'm interested to see what it looks like inside. So, very carefully, we're going to remove the sail. Sail, sail, sail.
Oh, the sail?
So this I noticed. I don't know if this was done intentionally or accidentally, but these little tabs get glued on the inside of the hull, and they broke free at one time. So those just got to get glued back on. And he did note and apologize. He has 20 cats who apparently lived in
the sail
of the boat. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why we don't have cats.
Just got one dog.
One dog. All right, here we go. Did find out, we just opened this up. I haven't even looked at it yet. Jeff Jones built this. This is old school stuff. Was it Scale Shipyard that made these? I had a couple of these. These are electronic solenoid valves that open the vent. So they go bloop, 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 bloop. Which, this feels jammy to me, but at any rate, got all nice fresh foam in here. Look at that. Nice, nice, I like it. And about 800 gallons of cat hair in there. We're gonna need to get the shop vac out. We have no nuts except for, oh, now we really have no nuts. We've got our periscope here, which is going to live on that lid forever. We've got a hole for venting. Where's the batteries? Usually the batteries live in the wet, probably underneath here, I'm thinking. 12 volt, 5 amp. I'll bet you that's made for. Fits right in there, connects to the power. Copious amounts of silicone, always a good thing. All right, let's open that up for me. Oh yeah, I like that seal. Oh, lovely. So this was made with RTV, by the way, gasket maker, and trimmed out. He did a nice job. I am impressed with this. Okay, what do we got here? What do we got? Oh, look, we do have nuts. All right, you can put that in there. Look at the size of that motor. Holy. And it's got like a 25-to-1 gear reduction. Look at that. I love it. Love it. We're gonna need to power this puppy up and see if it actually works. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. We got some brokenness. What is this? Come out. Come out.
Servo with a switch?
A switch, yeah. So this is probably like a ballast. Oh, I'll bet you it goes up here. And it just fell off, and he never did anything to it. Random disconnected wires. Oh, that goes to the motor. Oh, so there's no ESC. This isn't bad. I think a lot of these like servos can be replaced with electronic modules. You know, to kick on the pump and stuff like that, and to vent. Is this a gas ballast? How does this work? How do you charge it? We're gonna need to take a couple minutes and really percolate on this. So hold on, give us a minute. We'll report back. All right, Logan is checking all of these. So so the way this is set up, this servo is the ballast servo. And there's a switch here, so go all the way. There you go, see it, oh, yeah, and it depresses that, which is the blow solenoid. There's a solenoid inside. And then it moves the other way. It was mounted down here, and it pushes this one, which is the vent solenoid. Oh my God, this cat hair. Oh God. Oh, it's so nasty.
Really good throw.
Yeah, these are a little off. We just got to adjust the shaft, majigger thing. You know what? We can do that real quick. Hold on. Here we go. Adjusted. Oh yeah, look at that, baby. That's actually too much. You want 30 degrees?
I mean, a little more than 30.
Yeah, brakes. Actually, you know what would be super easy? You could, well, the easiest thing would just be to adjust it in your transmitter because...
Yeah, so it just limits it to this.
But what you could do actually is just move that out one. And that would have the throw. If you double the distance, you have the throw. That's how math works. Okay, what else we got here? We got forward dive planes. Now we need rudder and rear dive planes. All right. Hey.
Same thing, might have to adjust the... Ooh, that's not good.
Uh-oh. What? Oh, this tower thingy came... Oh, wait, that's rudder. What's it doing?
It's getting...
Oh, yeah, this is all... We're going to have to fix that. Oh, it just came out here. That's all. Do it again. There you go. Yep. That's easy. Yeah, just a little bracket broke off. That's no problem.
It's also perfectly centered. So
Perfectly centered, yeah. Jeff knew what he was doing. Okay, so now we need...
Back to 04 when he built this.
Rudder. Yep, moved. Oh, yeah.
Jeff was a fan of using every single control surface also as a brake.
No, that's actually pretty good. It's got perfect throw on one side, almost too much on the other. But that's, I mean, again, all super easy to...
It's a little off as well. Oh, wait, what the...
Yeah, this is loose on top. There's like a little bracket. It just broke. It'd take 2 seconds to fix. Man, I bet you if we spent
20 minutes.
An hour. Come on now, let's be realistic.
20 minutes for full function.
We would get everything functional in this boat. All right, now the last thing we need to do is shoot some power to these solenoids and the motor. Make sure that they work.
I have acquired a superior animal.
You are being a distraction. You are being a distraction. Oh, does that feel good? Rub the brain. Oh, okay.
You're being a distraction. Emil gets distracted.
Back to work. Back to work.
Yeah, fine.
All right, we're going to throw some power on the motor, which is probably not super awesome idea to do this way, but we're going to do it anyhow. Full 12 volts on the motor and see what it does. Yeah, need some grease for sure. And then what's sealing this? There's usually a seal on the inside and there's like a compression fitting. I wonder if this is pushing down on the seal. Interesting. I've not seen that setup before. But apparently it works. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, so motor works. Now we're going to do the solenoids. So basically we need to hit the leads of the switch with power. Right, we figured it out. We did some trace and majiggers. So this was the, I don't remember which. Click it.
Open.
Open. Closed. Open. Closed. Open. Oh, it's a telegraph machine. Okay, try the other one. Try the blow solenoid. We should hear clicky clicky. We think it's working. If you listen really closely, you can hear the ticky ticky of a solenoid valve inside. Now I think this is the fill valve. I've not seen a plastic one before. That's weird. I don't know, it may be worthwhile swapping that out. But yeah, everything is working. Motor's working, all the servos are working. The only thing that we don't know about are seals, which we won't know about until we seal this up and pressurize it. But this is going to be super simple. One hour and everything would be functional if not tested. Mark my words. Started raining, so we're scrambling, bringing in the poor thing, because we don't want our submarine to get wet. That would be terrible.
Although we might have some pretty decent weathering marks for free.
All right. So we're just putting this thing back together again temporarily until one of you guys buy it. I wanted to show you this, though. This is actually interesting. So he put tabs to you know, create the correct alignment with the hull. But the other thing that he did, which I think is super interesting, it made an adjustable spacer. So these can be, in theory, removed, twisted, and then locked in to create variable spacing for the hull, for a perfect fit. So that's kind of an interesting idea. Obviously, this isn't going to work if you have a cylinder, because it's possible the cylinder could go up beyond, you know, the plane of your adapter there. I did the same thing as hull stiffener up front here as well. Interesting. Very cool. I like it. All right. And then the other thing we did, we found a nice stainless bolt to bolt this down. Put a washer on it. Not a washer. That's not a washer. That's a nut. Yeah, nut. So now you can just use your finger instead of having to bust out a tool, because I hate having to get tools. So we're going to put this all together. We epoxied in the hold downs for the sail. We're going to let that kick off and cure, and this will be ready for some TLC-age. All right, we are pretty excited because the RC conversion for the Nautilus, done. The new video will be dropping here later this week. I want to show you just a brief overview. And actually, you guys have seen all of this up to this point. This is a forward bulkhead, and what we did for ease of access, you just pull this pin back, and the cylinder pops out. And then you just lock it in. I can't do this one. I gotta find it. And then it's all locked in. No tools. Super fast, easy, eloquent. And I even have a little Nautilus N in there that's been skewered through the eyeball. But I wanted to show you this part. This is the lockdown mechanism for the upper hull. And you've seen me do this before with just 2 tubes that this slides in. This is kind of taking it even a step further. So imagine the hull comes down and there's another loop that comes down that this passes through, all right? So this goes into it, and you just give it a little wiggle, and then you see that cam. See that cam is moving? So if you give this a twist clockwise, this locking clip moves up, and now the ram can't come out. It's locked in place. So just twist, pull, and insert, twist. It's awesome. Mark did a great job engineering that for me. So this is going to get boxed. The guys are working on that right now. We're going to make sure that this doesn't get damaged. This is all going to come out. And I pulled my drive shaft out. And we're going to put OSB on this whole thing, shrink wrap it, and make sure that this doesn't get damaged. That's what we have to do now. All right, we're getting geared up to go outside. It's a little rainy out, but we might be okay. Boxing up the last of the Nautilus stuff, but we're going to play with McMarlin here. It's super cool. Need to adjust that a little bit, but everything works. Just gotta, I don't know what switches does what. Oh, there's the air pump. And then there, yeah, yep, works good. Okay, I don't know how it works, but we're gonna throw it in the pool. And make sure that works, and then we're going to throw it in a special hard-sided custom carry case, and yeah, just gonna, well, there's our forward biplanes. Pack it up, ship it out. This is a super cool boat. I really like it. I know Steve O'Connell was not very happy that he didn't have the ability to grab it back, because he used to have this boat. It's okay, Steve. There'll be more boats. We are out at the top secret test facility, and we threw Marlin in, and it is in the water, and it's floating at the right water line, but it's a little lefty-ish. Whoa, look at the wind blow that thing around. All right. So we know that the prop works. We know that the dive planes work. What we're really trying to check is trim. So we got 2 ballast switches. One is here and one is here. And I have no idea which one does which. So let's try the red one first, I guess. Press and hold. All right, we got to figure this out. Hold up, stand by. So we think we figured out it was like intermittently working. Maybe this needs to be adjusted a little bit for the micro switch, but we're pretty sure we've got this figured out. So we've got about 1/3 of a ballast tank full of water. So go ahead and fill the tank. There we go. Okay, so that's pumping water in. So red is down.
Which makes sense because you got to push it.
Yeah. So do you see that water getting pumped in? You can see the little gurgling-ish stuff going on.
So we just didn't hold it.
Yeah. And now what should happen, this will fill the tank, and when it gets to the top there, it'll start blowing out that little T-valve there. Filling, and bloop. And bloop, there you go. All right, so now this is fully ballasted. All right.
Yeah, you can see it's happening over there right now.
What we'll do, we'll pull it out, we'll throw the top on it, and then we'll check the trim with the tank fully flooded. At least then we'll know that our trim is good, and we just need to troubleshoot the pump. Nice. That's perfect. Oh yeah, baby. Well, we gotta figure out this whole pumpage situation, and then we can get it back in the pool. All right, Logan has diagnosed the issue. This is actually kind of a cool cylinder. I like it. He thinks it's definitely the switch. We've manually depressed it, so it's not a matter of the throw or the bend or anything like that. So what we're going to do, we were going to jumper it and make sure that everything was still working. But you can't do that because we don't have access. So what we need to do is open it from here, which I think is how it's designed, push that back, undo these connections, and then we can pull everything out. So that is the plan. All right, good morning. It's Wednesday morning. It's absolutely gorgeous out. And the astute amongst you will have noticed that yesterday got skipped. And there's a reason for that. I ended up getting stomach flu like Monday afternoon, and it wasted me for like 24 hours. So I was out of the shop. Fortunately, Logan was still around. He packed up some orders for me, cleaned up the shop so it wasn't a complete and utter waste. But so today we got to grab some traction and get to some projects. And this is a 1/24 X-Craft. We got the 3D files for sale on our site. And this is going to be a surface runner for a previous customer, Robert, who was at Subfest a little while ago. So what are you working on right now?
I am getting the orientation pins ready for it. We've already got one pre-made, and I'm just going to try and replicate this for all the rest of these so we can go ahead and get it put together, maybe hit it with some heat so it kind of relaxes and
yeah,
a bit nicer.
It looks a little warpy. The parts look a little warpy. But fortunately, now this is the first time I've used the high strength resin, this light green stuff. I don't know. I think it'll take heat just like the other stuff, which actually worked really, really well. Can you put the top on the bottom, and it'll just show people what we got going on. So we got like an 1/8 of an inch gap in the middle there due to warpage situation. And the lower hull is squeezed in about, it's flush on this side.
It's like
1/8
of an inch.
1/8 of an inch on the other side. So it's warpy. So we're going to use the orientation pins to ensure perfect alignment, and then just heat the boogers out of the boat, and hopefully it'll just relax. It'll all squish together. So that's the plan. Logan's going to do the pins. In the meantime, I am back on Marlin here. Now we think we have a faulty switch, which is honestly, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. It stopped working. The pump wasn't working. You guys remember from last week. But we're going to go ahead and replace the switch, and we'll see. Fortunately, I got one of these, but it just doesn't have the arm, so we might need to get creative with an arm situation. If that doesn't work, then all we're going to do is replace this whole assembly here with a speed controller. That's all we need to do. Should be very easy. It looks like these red and black wires, they feed up and through, which are these ones here, which are these ones here, which are these ones here. And so that would be super simple to put, a speed controller in. We just need to make sure we feed it power, which shouldn't be an issue. We got lots of power coming in here. I'm kind of tempted to do it anyway. I
mean, it would make things easier in the long run.
Well, and do away with all this weirdness in here. Yeah, maybe I'll just grab a speed controller and we'll just hook it up. All right, that's the plan. So in today's make work project of the day, I made extra work for myself. I'm sure that's what it is.
Just looks perfect.
So note to self, when diagnosing issues, make sure that you've got the proper voltage going to the system. Now, I made a stupid assumption because the batteries were buried under here, and I checked them, and they're coming in at 7 volts. I'm like, oh, 7 volts, probably 6-volt batteries, fully charged, they're 7 volts. And just testing, and the pump wasn't working, remember? So, replaced it, put this other speed controller in there, hooked it up, and it would only work in one direction again. What? So, finally unburied these. These are 12-volt batteries, so they were only at 7 volts. And this poor pump was probably likes to spin this way, but not as much this way, so it had barely enough juice to spin in one direction and not so much the other direction. You remember how slow this was to fill? I'll bet you that poor pump was just like, I'm doing my best, guys. I'm doing my best. So we got the batteries charging up now. Regardless, the new owner, he gets a little bonus. Gets a speed controller instead of the whole servo switchy majigger setup that was in there. So got a couple minutes to charge up the batteries, and then I'll bet you. No, wait, I don't bet you. In theory, it's gonna work. And our X-Craft was looking a little cool, a little cold, so we're gonna warm it up. Both the upper and the lower need to get adjusticated. So this resin, I like it, is tough, but boy, it does not, when you get that commercially printed, it warps. This might have been better to get printed, for you home viewers, printed like on an FDM printer in ABS or ASA or PETG. This is going to work perfect. I mean, it's an extra step. Lots of clamping and
What is this made out of?
heatifying. It's tough resin. It's not their standard resin. It's not the Lidos resin. It's their tough resin. So we got progressives going on all of our projects right now. First off, Jason finished up our 200 Easy Driver. This is going to go in a 77th Nautilus. Pretty slick little unit. Like it.
It's all been pressure tested and everything, so it's good to go.
Oh, nice. Good deal. So yeah, now we just gotta box this up. That's actually what I should do. Just pull Howard's order and box that up and get it out the door. And then what are you working on here?
Hold down fasteners for the X-Class?
X-Craft.
X-Craft.
So how's this gonna work?
Well, these are going to be scaled down a good bit, but this will be mounted through the top of the hull, and it's going to be fastened to back here, and it's going to be a simple little pulley back and forth.
Pulley back and forth, yeah. Very cool. And then we got the whole pump situation figured out over there. We installed a speed controller initially, and I don't know, it was faulty or something. I don't know, those Amazon Chinese speed controllers are Then we replaced it with another Chinese electronic speed controller, but that one is working. So that'll be all done. I'm going to pull the awesome Pelican hard-sided carry case for this out and start cutting some foam for that boat. Ding, ding, dive. Cutting out the picker plucker. All right, we need to fix the hold down bolt in the back there. So the little nut that's glued on the inside broke loose. This is so common. It happens all the time. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and put this underneath. I'm just gonna hold it with my finger. Oh, there's like a big goober of glue underneath there. But that actually probably makes a little, there we go. And then I'm going to take some grease, and I'm going to grease up the threads here. I want to get lots of grease on, and I'm going to thread it down in until it just threads into that nut. Now, I've got space. I'm going to put my glue all up under the bottom of that nut. And then once that's done, I'm going to pull it up tight against the flange, and out of magic, I'm going to get some accelerator, which is right there, which is magically going to appear in my hand, and we're going to accelerate that. Now, in theory, this silicone grease will stop the adhesive from gluing itself to the bolt. I'm just going to let it kick off there for a little bit. And I'm going to thread that down a little bit more. And now that we've got the bottom of the nut adhered to, I'm going to just spread a bunch more around the perimeter of that nut, just to make sure we get a nice, solid bond. And we'll let it kick off here for a little bit. I think I can already feel this is still nice and loose. It's still thready. So leave it be for a little bit, and then we'll go back. Now, just if you don't glue that in properly, this could be bad things, because if that nut breaks free as you're trying to push that bolt in and it falls inside, now it's going to spin with the bolt. Now when you're trying to back it out, it's just going to keep spinning, and you're never going to get access to the interior of your boat again. So it pays to take the time to do this properly. Usually, if this wasn't already built and if I was doing it myself, I would actually have a thicker piece of plastic, and I would heat set or burn in the nut into that piece of plastic so that it was surrounded on all sides. But this should work 99% of the time. It'll work just fine. But important step, don't short yourself on this. If that breaks free, it's just going to cause a big headache for you. There's something intensely satisfying about pick and pluck foam.
Very much so.
So we got a nice little pocket for, obviously for the boat, obviously for the radio. We got a little hole for the periscopes. The planes could probably go in there too. Yeah, very well, if you wanted to do that. Hold them right down. Nice. And, of course, the stand fits in there, too. So, Jason brought up a good point. Now, right now, this is designed as a transport and storage case, but it's not really a shipping case. So, you never, ever, ever want to ship a cylinder inside the boat. Okay, so what we're going to do to get this to the customer, we're going to pull a cylinder out, pack it separately in a separate box, put the boat back in here, and we'll ship that out. What that'll do is it'll lighten up the hull, so if they do pitch this off the end of a truck,
We'll destroy the linkages and everything.
and it's because it's so light, there's not a lot of mass to smash.
It's not sliding around.
Yeah.
They're banging up inside each other.
Yeah, and then when he gets it, he can put the cylinder back in and keep it in and close it up. And we haven't tried this. Does it close?
This is a beautiful transport case.
Yeah, this wasn't bad at all. Intact for anybody looking is the name of the company. Got it off Amazon. It was like $200, I think, was roughly what it is. Got little wheels and everything. But it's a transport case. You just pick it up like a briefcase and you can go to the pond. Pretty cool. But before we pack this up and ship it, we got to throw Marlin in the pool. Make sure it's working properly.
Good to me.
So this thing is being a royal pain in the patella. We installed the brand new electronic speed controller. It was bench tested, working fine. Got everything installed. All we did was like solder the connections that we were jumpering before. And now it's showing no signal. Well, obviously not now because it's not plugged in. But it wasn't showing signal. Even with a servo tester and with the receiver, nothing. So I grabbed another one, which is the same, obviously rebranded, but it's the exact same unit. And now, if we turn it on, yes, now that we have this replaced, it works fine. You can see when I hit the signal button, doop, doop. So we gotta swap this out. This is super frustrating. You know, like we're doing everything correctly, but we're being let down time and time again by these cheap pieces of electronics. Man, oh man, but swap this out and see what happens. Okay. So there's like gremlins here. Let's talk through what we figured out. This speed controller wasn't working. This is the original one that we had in there. Second one. Third one, actually. And it's working now. It's connected to the pump in the jumpers here. So, like you can see when I hit the button, you see that light come on. And when we use the multimeter, there's voltage going through to the pump, but the pump is not
Going to
doing pumpy things.
At least to here, and then something's wrong back in here.
So I'm wondering if that pump has some sort of internal short, or
Would it have like maybe a fuse or something that might have popped?
I
Some kind of little...
I would be surprised. I've never seen a pump like that. I have no idea where it came from.
I mean, this little...
That's a capacitor for noise. Let's try jumping straight to the battery. We'll keep trying. We'll maybe try different ways of getting power to this thing, and just to make sure. We could go straight here too, bypass this whole connection and make sure that's not it. But
And there's a couple more in here.
all right. So Thursday morning here, and it's still awesome weather. That's pretty cool. Logan's finishing up the latches. So the upper one, maybe can you show how that upper one works out at the behind the scenes there?
Sure.
So that just slides in and locks into a hole in the upper hull.
Yep. It does get a bit stuck, so at some point just gonna have to kind of round off the tip of this.
Taper it a little bit, yeah. So you're
Two
just
effort.
working on the bottom one. And then I made a little stand out of a piece of aluminum, and the included little stand pieces works really good. Actually looks pretty slick. This is gonna look really cool, and it's all kind of on display. Got a bunch of parts ordered for that. I got the battery, a 3-channel radio, trigger style, because it's a surface runner, and a waterproof switch. I got the batteries and ESCs and all that stuff here already. This thing is causing no end of grief. For whatever reason, after these are hooked up for a period of time to the receiver, they lose signal. They refuse to accept signal, and then even when I swap them for a servo tester, they continue to not receive signal. So there's something really funky going up. I pulled this whole block out to simplify things. That didn't solve the issue. So what I did, I went ahead and I ordered a servo reversing module. It's actually relays, not electronic speed controllers. So these can all can just come out. I think these speed controllers are fine. They just, for whatever reason, don't like this boat. And I need to get with Steve, who originally swapped from a speed controller setup in this boat to the servo with the switches. I want to find out why and how and why. maybe get some background on it and figure this out. But at any rate, the new part's not going to be in until tomorrow. So we're just going to throw this in the boat for now, set it aside, and we're going to pull Lafayette out, which is sold. And I got a box for that right there because it's going to South Korea. Sell boats all over the world. It's really cool. So we'll get that tested, trimmed. It should be just tested, really. It should be fully set and ready to go, according to Jason, which would be awesome. And then we can clear up our bench for more coolness. We are out at the top secret test facility with
Jason.
Oh, there's Jason.
Hi.
We got our Lafayette, which is sold, as I mentioned, to a very fine gentleman in South Korea. We're just gonna give her a little testaroonie. So let's do basic functions first, left and right, up and down. Good throw on those rudders, man. Yeah, diplanes work really good. Let me grab the boat so it doesn't take off on us. Give me some throttle, nice and easy. That's so smooth. Whoa, yep, holy smokes.
That's full power. There's some juice to it.
Wow. Cool.
Now let's slip here.
Yeah.
Going down.
Going down. Hopefully I can hear it.
It's moving.
Oh yeah. Nice. And bring it back up. It is ballasted a little neutrally, so what you can do...
That's neutral right there. Or do you want to come all the way up?
I'm going to come back up, yeah.
Coming up.
That's purging some trapped air from the stern. There you go.
That's it, nice.
Let's see if we can get it to hover. Go down, but when it starts getting to like decks awash, just stop, let it settle down a little,
Yep.
settle. So you notice it goes down bow first. All right.
Neutral.
Because it's a single ballast tank that fills from this end. So
Down.
it fills and then down.
Neutral.
That's close. That's close to neutral buoyancy. It's really close. Up just a whisker. There you go. Just barely coming up. Yeah. So I would be tempted to operate it in like roughly this state of buoyancy if you're a new skipper, because you don't want negative buoyancy unless you really know what you're doing. I'm gonna say that's a successful test, and the battery was charged up. It was 12.8 volts on twin bank of nickel metal hydride cells. That's it. All right. It's about time something went right. So we're boxing up Lafayette right now, and we're a little gun shy for shipping. So we have an 80-pound shipping crate made with 3/4-inch plywood and 2x4s. And these foam packs, I'd be surprised if the customer can get this boat out again once he gets it. He may have to disassemble the entire crate, but it is not going to move. We're going to put one more giant foam pack in here, and that's about as good as it could possibly get. So Jason's intrigued by this kilo. We figure we'd take another look at it and actually like look at it. So like the details on this thing, like holy, all the little photo etched grates and little rivets and all of the anechoic tiles and everything. And the bow planes retract, but we couldn't find linkage to extend them. But this is the cylinder. So yeah, the pumps.
It looks like if we put a receiver in here and a battery, should be able to. Right.
So these are all going to be electronic speed controllers for the pumps, I'm imagining. This is probably pump for this ballast tank, and this is probably a pump for this ballast tank. Well, vice versa. This would be for this, and that's for that. You can see that goes in, and then where's the out? Oh, on the side. Yeah, so this goes to here, this goes to here. Yep, there you go. Just pumps in and out. Yeah.
This pump is clear.
No, yeah, that's a peristaltic pump. What does that do? That is what it's for. Ah,
Oh, it's water?
I remember. This is a hydraulic extension for the dive planes.
So that's what this is for then.
Yep. This connects to that. When you run that pump, it pumps water
pressure,
and it pushes the planes out.
Oh, that's cool.
It has a little, if I remember, it's a syringe.
Oh.
Like a syringe, and that acts like a hydraulic ram.
Wow.
These were really like slick
Now I'm even more intrigued.
units. Yeah.
This is cool. I like this.
Yeah, it's neat. Cool boat, man. It is thoughtfully engineered. It's too bad the guy turned out to be a douchebag. All right, so Logan has primed and base coated our X-Craft. That is really, really cool. I think that looks awesome. We're going to give it a wash and a little bit of rust, and that's going to be it for it. The other thing I want to notice, you didn't note, this rear dive plane is not actuated, but it is positionable. And I can see I've got it angled upward right now. And the idea behind that is if you really goose the throttle, it'll drop the stern so that the prop doesn't suck air. Because this is going to go pretty good. And I don't want it to, Robert, to lose any of the fun factor having to modulate the throttle if that thing's sucking air. Which is not the same as cavitating. It is not cavitating. It's sucking air. And Jason's putting together an easy driver for me for this thing. We were going to do all sorts of funny stuff with like plastic bottles and trying to make things like super easy. But at the end of the day, this is about as easy as it comes.
It works.
I've gone ahead and fabricated a reverse thrust bearing for it with a oil light, 3/16 shaft, 3-bladed prop. Should be good. Now we got to figure out, we got to get back into this thing and rig up our 4 dive planes, get them functioning perfectly, because there was a little bit of slop in the bottom. It wasn't fully extending. We're going to get that figured out, and then this is going to go for testing. All right, it's Friday, and we're starting out. Logan did some work here. Maybe we'll see if he can explain what he did.
Well, the only thing we've really added since is the rusting. So our previous attempts on rusting didn't add quite the amount we were looking for, so we used an enamel wash instead. And it's only freshly applied, so it's still pretty bright, but it should
dry up a little more subtle, yeah. And this is enamel. We went to go wipe a blob off, and it moved the paint. So that's fine, because we'll add a little rust with our oil paints afterwards, because we want to get a little bit of streaking going on. But yeah, so that was a pre-done rust wash that you just kind of put in the corners, and it flows all through the crevices and cracks and everything. So again, don't get alarmed. It looks awful bright right now, but in an hour when it's dry, all that's going to be subtleified, and then it'll look a lot better. And then Logan will try his hand with some oil streaky rustiness on that. And I am working on this. And I'm not entirely sure what the heck was going on with this. When I first set it up, as you guys saw in my videos, it was working perfectly. But for whatever reason, the throws have kind of like changed. And I can't get full deployment. Or if I can get full deployment, can't get full retraction. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this up. I'm going to move this servo, and I'm going to directly connect it to this gear. And we only need about a 90-degree sweep, less than 90 degrees. And so we'll be able to set that up in the servo, and it'll do away with all of these linkages, and it'll be super positive and very, very better. All right, we got lots going on here, people. We're getting scatterbrained. Jason had it in his brain that he's going to give himself a birthday present and work on the kilo.
I wanted to do something fun, and this looks like fun. And
So-
I really like this boat.
Yeah, but we found a home for this, and we're going to go into this here in a little bit. But there's a story with this, and there's something that you guys can do to help out. So we're going to talk about that. But what are you hoping to accomplish here today?
Well, I mean, I at least want to see if the functions work. That would be a good positive for me. I want to try to get the prop installed, and if I'm froggy enough, see if I can get the forward linkages hooked up.
That'd be enough.
That's way down the line, but but for right now, function test.
All right.
So make sure everything works.
And then, what are you doing?
I'm boxing this up.
And this is the DeBoer skipjack. I forget how big this thing is. It is huge. It's like the size of a fuel tank on an airplane. A wingtip fuel tank.
Put it on your plane.
It's pretty awesome.
Extra gas.
That's sold. That's going to Florida. And this is what I've rigged up for the... I like this so much better. This looks... Right, guys? I mean, come on now. So I just need to build a bracket. Some bracketness. And mount it. And then I'll have precise, direct control without the need for linkages. And then the way I adjust this is just through the trim settings in the radio. Yeah. Let me build a bracket. Stop distracting me. So everybody's making good progress on their various projects. So we got propage going on. That looks good. And what Logan's doing is what? Why is this all in here?
Just centering the drivetrain. So this is all just kind of here as a placeholder so that I know where the center of the shaft is. So now that I've removed it, it should still be perfectly straight and in line with the boat.
Yeah, and we got the thrust bearing in there. So what we'll do now is we'll put a 3/16 wheel collar on here, and that'll lock this in place from going that way. And then we'll be all ready for the cylinder whenever Jason decides to actually work and not play.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
And here is my finalized setup for the bower tracks now. This is the mounting bracket that leaves room for the flange. That should be all working. And now you want to see smooth. Oh yeah, baby. Full throw. Up and down. I like it. I like it a lot. Looks really good. Now I just got to make sure the upper hull will actually go on over my bracket. All right, what are we doing here? Why are we doing it?
The old Peristock pump was old, crusty, broken, bunch of crappy RTV. So we're going to replace it with a new one. So this is test of our bow retracts with water pressure. I guess.
This water pressure. Yeah.
Water pressure. So test. Some water pumping. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Wow, it worked.
It works. Now, if you reverse the polarity, it takes a minute because I've already done this, but
Okay, well that is too cool. Wow.
so it works. So we just gotta get this in here somehow,
That's fine. I got a shoehorn.
hooked up and all that good stuff. So I will work on that.
Did some additional weathering on our cool little X-Craft here. More oils and rusting and streaking, you know, the typical. And then I misted it with a little bit of light brown to give this speckling and to break up the, you know, the darkness of the hull. I really like how that turned out. It looks super cool. Logan did a great job getting set up with the linkages in here. And actually, the linkage for the rudder's already done, too. I could pop that in. Hold on. Let me do it. I could do it right now. Ta-da! There we go. Now it works, and it's like a seesaw thing. So it's a push-pull, but only one of these is going to extend all the way in and connect to the watertight cylinder. This is looking really good. I'm thinking next week we'll have this in the water. Jason will get off his butt, stop playing with the other stuff, and finish up the cylinder. But this is the guts of the cylinder. It looks complicated now once it's all, laid out and got the battery tray and all organized. It's going to be super simple, really easy to use. The only thing you're going to need to do, open it, charge the battery, close it. And this is a different sealing system than the old cylinders, which had the knurled nuts. These all seal on the inside face. They work really, really, really good. So one thing that I didn't finish my thought about was what was going to go on with that Kilo. So I got a friend by the name of Don Meadows, and he's well known in the submarine community. He's on Facebook. He builds models. He's been in the submarine service for a gajillion years, retired, and was building these models along with a lot of other really cool stuff. And unfortunately, he's been diagnosed with terrible illness. And I really want to help him out. They're running out of cash. And that is what the Kilo is going to do. I'm donating that to him. He's got a lot of sub projects. None of them are close. The Kilo, I think, could be made working in pretty short order. So hopefully that'll work for him. That's going to go straight to him right out of my pocket. But what we're hoping, we're going to dial this in to that Gato that you saw at the beginning of the video. Head on over to my website and you'll see I'm going to have a donation project that the proceeds are going to go to Don. And the idea is you make your donation, and at the end we're going to have a drawing. Whoever wins gets the Gato Baleo. It's a Baleo. 64th Baleo. It's a super cool boat. Someone just needs to put a couple minutes in to replacing those weights, and you'll be off to the races. So for the price of a generous donation, you can end up with your very own RC submarine. And with that, that's about the end of the shop time this week. I got a lot of waybills to do up. I've got some product listings to do. I've got invoices to do. I've got customer correspondence to do. And I've got this video to do. So I'm gonna go do that right now. And that's how we're gonna end out the week. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe. It helps us out here a lot. If you wanna see more content, I need to know that you wanna see it. So that's what the button down there is for. Questions, comments, drop them below. Pop me an email, bob@nautilusdrydocks.com. With that, I am going to let you go. As always, you have an awesome rest of your day. We will catch you next time.